Our next guest, Alice Bellamy, who's part of a group called Excluded UK. They feel they've been left out of the government's COVID-19 financial support schemes. Alice joins us now. Alice, just tell us a little bit about your business and what you made of the Chancellor's comments on GBNews.
Morning. I'm a beauty therapist. I've been in business 27 years. I have actually downsized and I work from a studio next to my home now. But it's not that we haven't been helped in the way that we would want or like. It's just that it hasn't been fair and equal in comparison to employed people that got furlough. And there are people that have had no help whatsoever for 14 months. And say, for instance, they've been isolating due to health conditions, shielding, and there's been no help whatsoever for them. And people have lost homes. In the group, we've had Excluded UK, we've had 24 suicides that we know of due to the people just seeing no way out. And it just feels wrong that 90% of the working taxpayers have been helped and 10% have either had minimal help or none whatsoever.
I mean, that sounds pretty horrendous, Alice. I mean, could you tell us a bit more about what happened to you and your business since the pandemic hit last March?
Okay, so I've been closed down for 9 months of the 14 months. For the first 4 months, I got absolutely nothing because I'm a limited director and I couldn't furlough myself because for the very small amount of £200 a month I would have got, because I still needed to be able to keep in touch with my clients. And under the director's furlough thing, you couldn't do anything other than statutory director duties. I did eventually get a small discretionary grant via the council, but that's been a postcode lottery. An awful lot of people got nothing whatsoever. I used a bounce back loan to pay off the finance on my 2-year-old laser that still had an awful lot to be paid on it. Well, actually, no, it was only 1 year then. And the payments were very high, and I couldn't afford to pay them because I had no income, just nothing overnight. And I'm very fortunate that I have been able to trade for the other 5 months. And I mean, I've been busy from the end of this lockdown, and I was in December, but the other months were pretty slow. So it's been really hard, and it just feels wrong after being a dutiful taxpayer for 52 years and business rates and income and what have you, and tax for 27 years. We've all done the right thing, and we don't feel the right thing's been done by everybody, and so it wasn't fair and equal.
So, Al, it's not just about the furlough scheme, is it, Alice? It's about kind of, support in general from the government. So what would you be looking for from Rishi Sunak to kind of make good on the last 15 months?
To look back at the people that haven't been helped, they've got all our tax records. It's really shouldn't be that hard in order to find a way, but there seems to be an unwillingness. We've been called collateral damage, and that there were hard edges, but there's just been no willingness to find a way. I mean, the discretionary grant system, the criteria for that was just really difficult for a lot of people to access, and that was what it was there for, because it's administered and designed by people that don't actually understand how the self-employed small businesses, but it's not just there's people been denied furlough, honestly, it's the reasons are just so far wide-reaching. It's incredible. And Rishi Sunak, in all his responses, gets his facts wrong. You know, a self-employed person whose profits are £50,000, he thinks that they don't need help. Well, they might have just spent their profit from that last year on improving their business, so they had no resources whatsoever to fall back on. People like me, we've had to use our savings. People have had to use savings they were using for saving for house deposits. So, I mean, Martin Lewis on Politics Live, he summed it up. You know, people have been plunged into destitution and despair through no fault of their own. And he finds it incredible that there's been no willingness to actually find a way of fixing the gaps in support.